So I had to pick up $100 at Little Caesars, and so picked those up, and of course, after I gave the lady my order when I got there, she seemed very, very, dismayed because it was clear that it was not a busy day at this Little Caesars, and it was just these two, not young women, like I wouldn't say they were college age, but probably mid-20s. They were the only two ones working, and it was clear that they were just enjoying their day and only having to make a few pizzas here and there, and then I knew that I just came in like a just pile of bricks and just shit on everything and was like, hey, you know what I want today is I want you to slave over an oven for, 45 minutes starting now and make me 37 pizzas. And I kind of felt like a dick about it, but at the same time, what am I going to do? I can't make 37 pizzas on my own. I'm not Little Caesar's chef, culinary master. You can't blame me. So went in, placed my order. She was clearly kind of pissed about that, but hey, what am I going to do? So I went and I sit down. It was going to be a long order, and so I had to wait. So to kind of set this whole context up, at this point, after I had placed the order, I'm sitting down, and it's me and these two women, and that's it. We are the only people present in that pizzeria. And about 3 minutes later, a few more customers walk in, and it was three probably mid-30s to 40-year-old guys who were clearly blue-collar workers, maybe, I don't know, carpenters or painters or something. They had a lot of shit all over them, and they were clearly out working. And so they came in for the cheap $5 pizza. And so they came in, placed their orders, and because they each only got one pizza and breadsticks or sodas or whatever, it was significantly faster for them. So they get in, I'm sitting there on this kind of waiting bench, and they're placing their orders. And the first guy places his order, gets his food. Second guy places his order, gets his food. And the first two are waiting by the door, just kind of waiting for the third guy to finish up so they can all leave. And so the third guy gets his food and his breadsticks and like a big old bottle of soda, and he has it all kind of balanced like some sort of, I don't know, waiter up on his pizza box, and his Android was on the corner of his pizza box as he's walking it out. So he was kind of balancing his Android, which if you don't know, welcome to, 2010, Android is just another competitive phone with the iPhone. I don't know why I would have to explain that, but his phone was there, and it fell off as he was approaching the door because he was trying to balance all of his goodies. And instead of just falling down and hitting the ground and just laying there as good phones tend to do, it hit an angle and bounced rather directly underneath a vending machine. And what you need to know about this vending machine is that it wasn't... It was different in that it was more angular and there was a bigger space underneath the bottom of it. So you know how with most vending machines, if you drop something under there, it may as well be in the ninth ring of hell or whatever. But with these, you could actually get your arm under there and fish for things that you dropped. And so suddenly this guy dropped his phone, and instead of acting like an adult and just, getting down and picking it up, he made a big scene and was like, oh, damn it, and put his pizza harshly down on the other side of this bench thing that I was sitting on, and then starts mumbling and cursing under his breath, like, oh, god damn it, gotta try and get this phone now, I'm late for work, I'm fucking pissed, I'm so angry, and just getting down there. And usually when you see an adult drop something, the first thing they'll do is bend down, assess the situation, try and figure it out, and that's how things work as an adult. And what this guy did was the complete opposite. He did exactly what a kid would do if they had dropped their toy underneath the vending machine. He just immediately goes from completely standing to laying flat on his stomach, sprawled out across this tiny little pizzeria area with his whole arm up to his shoulder reaching underneath this vending machine trying to get this phone. And this whole time he's still mumbling under his breath like, oh god damn it, son of a bitch. And his friends, maybe he has a temper or something because his friends didn't seem that shocked by it, but to me I'm like, Jesus, this is kind of weird. This guy's laying on a dirty floor searching for his phone. And meanwhile the two women were working on my pizzas still, and I keep watching this happen, and about 10, 15 seconds of him frantically fishing, and then suddenly something weird happened. His other friend, instead of going behind the vending machine and telling him where it was, or maybe it was too far, or to the left or to the right, he just got down on his stomach too. So now there were two grown-ass men laying fully on their stomach, looking under a vending machine for a phone that fell under there on accident. And I'm like, what? Is this normal procedure around here? Is this the first step? It's all right, we dropped something, let's all lay on the ground and search for it. And what's funny is, after the first 1 second of the guy looking, he's like, oh, I can see it, it's just a little bit out of reach, and then he just kept reaching. He just kept reaching. He probably laid on the ground for a full minute. And the other guy was probably there with him for a full 40 seconds, both of them frantically grabbing at it like retarded dogs who think if they bite at a cage enough, they're going to be able to get the food beyond it. And so they kept doing that, and then the third guy starts giving them benign, retarded orders like, oh yeah, just try reaching further. Oh, you think we should look for a broom or something? Or just mindlessly speculating for no reason. And about another 30 seconds of this ridiculousness, and I'm just watching this like, there's no way that these are three grown men who can dress themselves in the morning. This is ridiculous. And so I'm watching that, and then one of the women from making pizzas, she comes back up to the front of the counter and sees what they're doing, and instead of, looking kind of like shocked by it, like I expected her to, I expected this lady to be like, what the hell are these three grown men doing, fishing on the ground, getting all of their clothes even filthier on this disgusting, sticky, awful floor. But no, she walks around, and instead of asking them to get up or anything, she grabs a broom and she starts knocking around behind the back of the vending machine. And that makes so much noise that the other lady comes out and she starts giving orders like the third guy. And so now there are two grown men on the ground while another grown man stands there yelling stupid orders or talking it loudly to no one in particular, while another woman kind of is rattling behind the back of this vending machine, really not apparently hitting this phone at all. And this other woman is telling the first woman how to rattle the broom better and asking if she can use the broom and try and knock the phone free, from which I don't know what it needed to be free from. Didn't make any goddamn sense. And then suddenly, as oddly and as specifically as it had started, the lady hit the phone, it fell forward a little bit, and they grabbed it. And that was the end of the story, But to me, it just struck me as a perfect example of what would happen to humanity, if all of our leadership capabilities just collapsed. Because I realized, at any juncture in that time, I could have just spoken up and said, hey, how about, I just walk behind the vending machine, I'll move it, and then we'll get the phone. That's it. That's all it would have taken, and everyone would have immediately said, oh yeah, let's do that. Let's just slowly move it. But no, it was really weird, because I got to see exactly what would happen, if nobody took the initiative, and if nobody had any little bit of common sense at all. So, that's the story. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, yeah, rate, and I love you, or whatever I say. I don't know.